Are you dreaming of a wedding ceremony where every guest feels perfectly comfortable, welcomed, and able to fully experience your magical moment? Seating might seem like a small detail, but it can make or break your guest's entire wedding experience. Thank you for joining us. Hi, I'm Sal from After Hours Events in New England. We'll answer these questions and more in today's edition of the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast.
Welcome to another edition of our podcast. Hi, I'm Sam from Atmosphere Productions. Listen now and discover wedding ceremony seating secrets every engaged couple must know. These are Wedding Insider secrets for a stress-free, fun, and memorable day. Our podcast helps engaged couples navigate wedding planning complexities while addressing family expectations. We will guide you through the journey of creating the perfect wedding day without unnecessary stress. By the end of this edition, you'll get concise tips on budgeting, wedding party management, ceremony, reception planning, and more. Perfect for anyone planning a wedding, all in 30 minutes or less. Trust us, you don't want to miss this.
Welcome to Stress-Free Wedding Planning, the podcast that will transform your wedding planning journey from chaotic to enchanting. Sal and Sam bring over 80 years of combined wedding expertise and exclusive insider information to the table. If you're recently engaged, feeling the pressure of wedding planning, struggling with family expectations, but still dreaming of a joy-filled wedding, you've come to the right place. Get ready to unveil the best-kept wedding secrets, discover practical tips and strategies, and learn life-changing lessons for a stress-free wedding. Your unforgettable wedding day awaits. We're here to take you on a transformative journey of love, laughter, and memories. So don't miss out on the podcast that just might change your life. This is the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
On today's podcast, wedding ceremony seating secrets every engaged couple must know. Whether you're planning an intimate backyard celebration or a grand ballroom affair, the right seating strategy can transform your ceremony from simply beautiful to absolutely unforgettable. Hi, I'm Sal from After Hours Events in New England, the experts in creating a stress-free, unforgettable wedding experience. We bring energy, professionalism, and a passion to making every couple's day truly special. Visit us at afterhoursevents.com. Learn more about our experience and journey to help you with stress-free wedding planning and the trailer or pilot of this podcast.
Before the end of today's edition, we'll walk you through expert tips that'll help you create a seating arrangement that ensures your loved ones are not just spectators, but active participants in your love story. Hi, I'm Sam from the award-winning Atmosphere Productions, wedding entertainment with expert knowledge and the difference in quality. Visit us at atmosphere-productions.com. Today's edition, wedding ceremony seating secrets every engaged couple must know.
From managing sightlines to providing comfort for every guest, today's insights will help you craft a wedding ceremony layout that reflects your unique style while keeping everyone relaxed, engaged, and focused on the most important thing, your commitment to each other. Get ready to discover how thoughtful wedding ceremony seating can elevate your day from wonderful to truly extraordinary. Firstly, creative seating arrangements. Sam, what have you been seeing out there?
Well, we've seen different styles of seating arrangement, but firstly, let's explain. Traditionally, there are two rows. Again, imagine if you're doing a church or a synagogue or even an outdoor ceremony. Typically, there's an aisle down the middle and left and right sides. That's the traditional setup. But don't be afraid to think outside the box. Here are some unique ideas. Have you thought about split circular seating? And that is a circle, but cut into 4 quarters. And then you'll create multiple aisles that lead to the middle. How about arranging the chairs in formal clusters for a more casual feel? Again, you can have multiple aisles. You don't just have to have the one. Or create a spiral seating arrangement for an intimate, cozy wedding. That is, the couple would walk in a spiral in order to get to the center. You can also have circular seating. Again, the couple in the center. Now, you might be seeing a trend here where the center is where the couple end up and the guests are all the way around. That's the best viewing. Everybody gets the good seat. Everybody gets to see exactly what's happening because it's happening in the middle and not at one end.
I know some of this sounds kind of awkward because you're just not used to seeing this type of thing, but this is something that really gives a good sight line for everyone, so everyone truly does have a good seat. I just want to remind everyone, you can also join us on our YouTube channel. Just search for Stress Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam. Subscribe and get it first.
Next up, you have to think about providing ample space for seating. So when you're planning your ceremony seating, it really is essential that you consider the comfort of the guest. Here are 3 examples. Allow at least 24 inches between the chair rows. That way, people have a good seating position when they are sitting down. They're not scrunched up like you are on an airplane. Secondly, for outdoor ceremony, space the rows evenly and a little bit further apart so that you're not cramped. Thirdly, the first row, and this is important, should be at least 6 feet away from where the couple will be standing to give their vows. This is very important because the wedding party is also going to stand up there too. So you don't want them to all be cramped together.
And here's another pro tip for you. You know those front row seats that are there in front of the ceremony? Those are for specific people like parents and grandparents. So don't worry about seating for your wedding party because they're typically standing up there with you through the whole thing. So there's no reason to worry about seating, and they should also know that they're going to be standing so they don't try to take a seat.
That's right, Sal. So remember, you only need to order chairs if you're doing an outdoor ceremony if the wedding party is going to be seated. That's right. So sometimes you may not have the wedding party standing next to you. Then you need to order chairs so that they sit in the very front row. Great pro tip. Next up is another important factor, and that's offering varied seating options.
Yeah, Sam, it doesn't have to be the traditional white chair. It could be a variety of different things. But something I do want to point out, you may have some elderly guests, so you're going to want a very specific seat for them to be comfortable. Sometimes a chair with arms on it is very comfortable for them. And also, if you have someone with a wheelchair, leaving the proper space for that person to have all the room that they need in front of them, behind them, and on the side of them, so that they're feeling very comfortable. Bench seats is something that you could do to keep it kind of traditional, to almost like a church feel, but at the venue or at another site that you have chosen. So Sam, something that's more unique is something called floor seating. This is where you have rugs or even hay bales for a relaxed barn or bohemian vibe. For VIP guests or family members, you might want to set up a few rows of premium seating, such as padded chairs.
Yes, Sal, that's the vibe we're trying to explain, that you offer some different type of seating. You don't just have to have the regular white chairs that you might see at every single wedding. So we've just explained offering varied seating options, providing ample seating space, and creating different seating arrangements.
Coming up next, considering Sightline and Acoustics plus accessibility and comfort. But first, if you have a question or concern, go now to Facebook and join us on the Stress-Free Wedding Planning community and ask away. You could also join us on our YouTube channel. Just search for Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam. Subscribe and get it first.
This is the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam, a podcast for engaged couples concerned about wedding planning and family expectations, but who want a stress-free, fun, and unforgettable wedding.
It's time for Wedding Tip Wednesday. Today's tip will guide you through planning with ease and style.
On today's Wedding Tip Wednesday, brides, test drive your wedding dress. Why? Because you want to make sure it can do all of your favorite things. Make sure you raise your arms, you squat, you hug, because you're going to be doing a lot of that, and you can sit comfortably, because you may be doing a lot of that when you eat it. Also, remember to do the cleavage test. No more explanation needed on that one. And of course, for when you dance in, can you drop it like it's hot?
Remember, your dress is not supposed to fit like a glove. It's supposed to fit like a dress. And that's another wedding tip from Sal and Sam.
Wedding Tip Wednesday is available on the Stress Free Wedding Planning Facebook group page every Wednesday. Join the group for free.
Experience the magic of your special day with Fitzner Productions, a premier wedding videography company based in Middletown, Connecticut. FitznerProductions.com. Our mission is to capture your love story candidly and authentically, creating stunning, high-quality videos that you can cherish for years to come. Our founder, Carson Fitzner, combines technical expertise with a passion of storytelling, ensuring every moment from the excitement of getting ready to the heartfelt ceremony is beautifully documented. We offer a range of customizable packages, including drone footage and multi-location shoots, tailored to fit your unique vision. Let us help you relive the romance, laughter, and tears of your wedding day. Visit FitznerProductions.com. That's FITZNER Productions.com.
Welcome back to our discussion about wedding ceremony seating, secrets every engaged couple must know. I'm Sam from Atmosphere Productions.
I'm Sal from After Hours Events in New England. We've already discussed creative seating arrangements and offering varied seating options. Now, something you should consider is sightlines and acoustics. Remember, all your guests should have a clear view of your ceremony. Consider different options, such as rounded rows and a semicircle. Also, another cool thing is kind of like having a stadium seating where you elevate the rows so they gently slope for larger weddings. Avoid placing chairs where sightlines are obstructed by pillars, arches, or large floral arrangement. And something that's extremely important, a sound system is essential for outdoor ceremony. A lot of people think we could get away with just the officiant yelling out or the couple will be heard. No, this is not true. You have older guests who will have a hard time hearing, and you'll even have some younger guests in the back who may not be able to hear. So having a sound system that picks everything up is essential.
Excellent point there, Sal. Also important is reserved seating and seating for ushers and bridesmaids. We touched on some of this before, but there are 5 key points I want to bring out. It's important to reserve seating for immediate family and special guests. Remember, we talked about the VIP? The first 4 or 5 rows should be set aside for immediate and extended family members. Make sure you do this. You don't want late coming close family members to have to go and sit in the back. Use cards, signs, or floral garlands to mark reserved seats. So kind of decorate a seat if you want grandma to sit in the front left-hand side so she knows that that's her particular chair. Traditionally, ushers or groomsmen guide guests to their seat. This ensures that seats are filled appropriately and that guests aren't scattered or seated too far to the back. Again, remember, you'll only need chairs for the wedding party if they'll be seated during the ceremony. So if you have to rent chairs for the ceremony, you need less chairs if the wedding party is standing next to you during the entire ceremony.
Also, you need to consider accessibility and comfort. Remember to accommodate guests with special needs. Provide easily accessible seating for elderly guests. You don't want to make it hard for them to make it to their seatings. So if they have mobility limitations, please make it easier for them, or even probably get them into the ceremony earlier so they can be seated without people watching. For outdoor ceremonies, offer shade options like umbrellas or a canopy or tent. Very important. You don't want glaring sun into anybody's eyes. For evening ceremonies or fall or spring ceremonies, consider providing blankets or shawls. Look, it gets a little chilly out there, so you want your guests to feel comfortable. So that is one of the best ways to handle all that.
Finally, and most importantly, try to create a seating chart and signage. And this is where a wedding planner comes in, because if you have a wedding planner, they will create this for you. Now, when we say a seating chart, it's not necessarily like the seating chart that's going to be at the reception. It really is a guide for where your important guests are going to be seated and where everybody else is going to be seated. So you can have assigned seating, so that's where you decide where everybody's going to sit, or Family members or friends are on different sides. Remember what I said at the very beginning? You have the center aisle and then the guests on the left or right. You can kind of decide that. And that's where the ushers or the groomsmen come in handy, because they'll know where people will be seated because they will have a seating chart. Or general seating, except for the front rows. So this is more the traditional, where everybody sits anywhere they want to. There is no groom side or bride side or couple side. You just sit wherever you want to. Also, for outdoor ceremonies, signage is crucial. So it directs your guests to the location, especially when it's not obvious. So you may have a facility that has a ceremony, but it's down the hill and around the back. Nobody's going to find it unless you have signage. So remember, for outdoor ceremonies, because typically if it's at a synagogue or a church, it's pretty obvious where the ceremony is going to be. But if you're having an outdoor ceremony, signage is crucial.
So there you have it. We just provided some insider tips, wedding ceremony seating secrets every engaged couple must know. Remember, the goal is to create a comfortable and inclusive environment for all your guests. By carefully planning your seating arrangements, you can ensure that everyone has a great view of your special moments and feels part of the celebration. Your guests will appreciate the thought and care you put in their comfort, allowing them to fully enjoy this beautiful moment in your life. There are many more ideas than these. Find out more. Ask a question or tell us about your experience in our Facebook community.
Now, as you spend the next week planning your wedding, if you want me, Sal, or our community of stress-free engaged couples and wedding experts to answer any wedding-related questions, then join us in the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group.
Once you're in, go ahead and share your concerns and worries, and we'll let you know if you're on the right track or if there are some things you need to work on. The link to join us is in the show notes of this edition, or go to Facebook and search for the Stress-Free Wedding Planning community.
Remember to do something nice for someone today. And if you can't, then do something nice for yourself. If you've enjoyed what you've just heard, leave a review and share it with a friend or someone who would benefit from this information. Until next time, it's TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Thank you for listening to this edition. A new edition is released every Wednesday. Subscribe and get it first. We'll catch you then. Ciao.
The Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast is produced and copyrighted by Atmosphere Productions in association with After Hours Events of New England.